The Franklin Planner, the icon of the 1990s and the early 2000s. The question is, could it work now? Well, over the next 3 months, that is something that I'm going to find out because I have a brand new Franklin Planner. Now, my thinking behind this little experiment is because I have gradually been moving towards paper this year. Those of you who follow this channel will have noticed that I've started bringing back my fountain pens into the world and really had a lot of fun with it. But the real question is with all this wonderful digital technology which has taken over our lives, are there some principles from the good old-fashioned Franklin Planner that would actually help us today? And over the last 10 days or so, when I've been kind of playing around with this wonderful, beautiful Franklin Planner, that's something that I've discovered is actually quite true. And I want to just share with you some of my initial findings of going in on the digital, on the Franklin Planner, not the digital planner, the Franklin Planner. First up, and this is probably the biggest thing that I've picked up, is this whole thing is gorgeous. It's tangible. You can feel it. This leather binder, I think it's called the Tyler binder, but you can go and have a look on the Franklin Planner website to choose your own binder. You don't have to get leather. You can get, I have to tell you, the smell of this is gorgeous, but you don't have to get leather, or you don't even have to get the zipper one, which I've got here. You can get any kind of binder, and they also come in different sizes. I have the classic size here. This is the one that I used in the 1990s, but also you can get a smaller version and you can get a bigger version. And of course there is the initial downside is this is quite big. It's about the same size in terms of this space, the area on the front, as a regular iPad, but obviously the thickness is huge because you're carrying a whole month of, or 2 months I think if I remember correctly, of planning pages. But the wonderful thing about this is I can turn off my computer at the end of the day and I can then go into the living room armed with this, a couple of pens and perhaps a pencil, and I can plan my day for tomorrow. And that leads me to something else which I've discovered is critical. The reason is that normally with digital tools, what we're doing is we're just adding stuff. And because it's so easy to add stuff, we add in a lot of what I would describe as trivialities, little things that really shouldn't be there. Maybe they should be in a notes app somewhere. But because task managers or to-do lists, digital to-do lists, are designed for quick capture, it's so much easier to get stuff in there. The thing about the Franklin Planner is, if you want to add something, you have to pick up your pen and then you have to write it in. That moment of picking up the pen and writing it down means that you have to think about the task itself. Is it really worth doing? Do I really need to do it? That was one of the biggest things. The other thing that I've picked up, and hopefully you can see this on screen, is that I'll show you it this way as well, but what you have here is you have your calendar here, your scheduled of events, your diary if you like, and your to-dos on that side, on one page. I can see instantly whether I have enough space in my day to do the tasks that I need to do or think I need to do. Now, if this is full of meetings, there's no way I could do 10 or 11 of these things. It's not going to be possible because we're limited by time. And that's something that I've really noticed in the 10 days or so that I've been using this planner, that I am much more conscious of the time I have available for doing my work. Now, I can't show you this close up because I have too many, I think I have too many, don't want to reveal too many names, but if I show you from, I think it's from perhaps from last week. Now, over here, I have appointments, two 30-minute meetings here, and then I had an hour meeting down at the bottom. I color code mine. So purple is meeting, orange is focus work, blue is, which isn't, there's no blue on here, is for personal stuff. But what it means is that I can see instantly whether I have enough time in the day to actually do the tasks. Quite often I look at it and go, ha, that's not going to happen. And then I can go forward and look at my calendar. Like here I mentioned that I've got a busy day tomorrow because I've got 2 hours of calls in the morning, I've got 2 hours of calls in the evening, and I need to go somewhere in the afternoon, which is going to take up 2 or 3 hours. So really, I don't have a great deal of space to do tasks tomorrow. The thing is, I can see that as soon as I open my calendar for the day. But the Franklin Planner really is just about that. It's more about the planning side rather than getting stuff done. The other thing I really like about the planner is you get these daily notes pages. Now, of course, you can create a daily note in Evernote, in Apple Notes, in Notion. I think Notion automatically does it for you. But what you're doing is you're writing things down and you add a little number at the side, a 1, a 2, a 3, whatever. That then becomes the reference point. So if I write a number, something in here, which I wrote down in here, what I've learned from using the Franklin Planner, I can put it into an index page at the front of the month. So I can see, oh yeah, I've got details of this right on that page. Turn to that page and there is my notes. It's always referenced to a date. So the date is the central point. So anything I have an idea today, for example, I can put that in my September index. And maybe in 6 or 7 months' time, I'm thinking, you know what, I had an idea a few months ago. All I'm looking back is from a single sheet of paper to see, aha, that's where it is. It's on that date. But that's something that I've picked up already. Now I'm going to do a series of these videos basically talking about what I'm learning from the Franklin Planner, and I will highlight different parts of it. Today it's more of an overview of what I've picked up. But the most important thing is it's got me real about the time I have available to do my work. There are certain non-negotiables in my day. Of course, there's sleep. Also taking Louis, my dog, for a walk, that's a non-negotiable every day. That's got to be fitted in amongst everything else. And then I can get to my tasks. Now, I'm very strict about what goes on my calendar. I do time blocking, if you like. I protect time every day for doing creative work. But I'm only protecting 2 hours. I also have meetings like everybody else to deal with, and I've got a lot of to-dos and follow-ups to do. All that can be contained simply in this Franklin Planner. Now, of course, there's the elephant in the room, which is the size of the thing, but it's actually no heavier than an iPad Pro. It's not actually heavier than that, but it does take up space. Now, I'm going to have an interesting journey in December where I'm traveling to Europe. That's a 15-hour flight. I'm actually looking forward to having the Franklin Planner with me because for 15 hours, I can actually do some planning. And you can put your goals in here. You've got sections at the back where you can actually manage your projects. There's a lot in this. And it's essentially you're carrying your life around with you. There is no security issues unless you leave it somewhere. Now, just one quick tip. For those of you who are fountain pen lovers, I have discovered something that you really need to know. Do not, and I repeat, do not get the Monticello pages. They are not fountain pen friendly. They are horrendous. The paper is too thin. I have actually ordered the leadership pages. That's 1 week on 2 pages, 1 day on 2 pages. Because I already have some from when I last used the Franklin Planner. I have reached out to the Franklin Planner company and they have assured me that that paper is fountain pen friendly. So if you're a fountain pen user like I am, you need to get the leadership pages. For the time being, I'm using these fiber tip pens at the moment. They're fine. And so is using highlighters with the Monticello paper. But if you really want to go all in using fountain pens, which I do, you need the leadership. So next time I do a video on this, I will be using the leadership pages. They will arrive tomorrow or the day after. But overall, so far in the 10 days that I've been using this, it has been a joy. I have really thoroughly enjoyed using this, but the most important lesson I've learned is the tangible part of this, carrying something physical with me into the house late at night, sitting down and planning my next day. That's a real joy. I didn't really enjoy it. On the computer, it just feels empty. It's soulless. There's nothing there. It's just text on a screen, which I look at all day. This is refreshing, and it's nice to be able to sit back on the sofa, plan the next day, what are my appointments, how much time do I have available for doing my most important work. And the other thing that I should say is you get this little bookmark, if you like, with these pages. Now, I think I've covered this in a recent video on this, but this one is real now. I have actually put my goals for the week. These are the objectives for the week. Again, it's color-coded. Orange is professional, blue is personal. And it's great because it's right there. Every single day I see them. There is no way I can forget about my objectives for the day, what needs to be done. So there you go. I wanted just to cover that and to tell everybody officially that for 3 months between October and the end of December, I am going all in with the Franklin Planner. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to find out if it's possible to use a Franklin Planner in the modern day with all the digital tech around you. And I will hopefully be able to tell you some of the ways to overcome where digital is unavoidable and using the Franklin Planner. There are ways to overcome this. So there you go. Thanks very much for watching this video. And if you want to learn a little bit more about why the Franklin Planner was so good and probably is still so good, this video up here is the one to watch next.